Hello everyone. My name is Alina Harastasanu. I am a senior manager for European business development at JobsOhio, which means basically that I assist European companies interested in expanding to the US in general, and obviously preferably in Ohio. And I provide them with all the assistance necessary to inform such step and kind of guide them towards one region or the other. I would like to start by thanking you, Cedric, for organizing this, and as well the speakers that answered your call, I guess, to talk about the wonderful things happening in Ohio. I don't wanna fill the whole space that the other speakers left behind. I don't think I could, but I will take a couple of minutes to share some more information on who we are as an organization. Apologies. Explain the relationship with our regional partners, and you've heard today from one of them, Team Neo. Explain a bit about how companies can interact with us to access a series of services, our financial incentives, and ultimately how and why Ohio makes sense from a business standpoint. So JobsOhio is the investment attraction organization of the state of Ohio, and we were mandated to drive job creation and a new capital investment. We promote in the state some 9 sectors that range from advanced manufacturing to food and food processing. And I know 9 sectors might seem a lot, but you have to understand that our state is very large. We have a population of 12 million people. To give you a term of reference, it has the same population as Ile-de-France, the region, but in terms of surface, the area is equal to that of Ile-de-France, Normandy, Centre Val de Loire, and Pays de la Loire combined. So it's a massive territory. So in order to manage said territory, we work closely with 6 regional organizations that are, if you will, our eyes and ears on the ground and very close to our investors, whether those are domestic or international. And of course, not all 9 sectors are equally strong across the 6 regions. You've heard about from the representatives of Team Neo here in yellow on how and why Northeast Ohio has attracted certain industries and particular and a particular type of investment, including the French one. So I know several of the speakers showed a version of this map, and you'll probably hear about the logistics value proposition of the state, maybe even tomorrow. So I will not insist on this slide. Mindy mentioned about the direct shipping route from Antwerp to the port of Cleveland, which it's significantly less congested and tends to clear commodity or containers much faster than the East Coast ports. We consider it an incredible asset for the states, and we've heard as much from our companies. But also I would mention that 1/3 of the border of the state is the Ohio River, which is the 3rd largest navigable river in the US and the tributary to the Mississippi, which allows Ohio companies to ship directly into the Gulf of Mexico. So this has been particularly interesting for the chemical industries and all the derivatives, I guess, products. Lastly, to the extent the companies are interested in Canada and Mexico as well, Ohio has 10 foreign trade zones, which is more than any other state in the region. So 3 factors, I guess, that rank high on investors' wish list, if you will, for location, and this is kind of agnostic of the industry. One is low operating cost, whether that means low wages, low taxes, low cost of real estate, and Ohio ticks all of those. The second is certain industry concentration. And from this perspective, Ohio is home to 27 Fortune 500 headquarters, which really make the state number 5 in the US after states like New York, California, Texas, Illinois, and even there in Illinois, it's really the city of Chicago, nothing else. So if you will, normal, I guess, concentration in the Midwest. Names that you may recognize include Parker, Sherwin-Williams, Goodyear, Dana, AK Steel. So really big names. The third factor is talent, not only availability of talent, but also quality, which are not always the same. And there are 2 factors that play a crucial role in the availability of quality talent, and especially when it comes to engineering talent. First, there are multiple renowned engineering programs in close proximity that really transcend the state borders. As you know, much more than the Europeans, the Americans are used to changing dramatically their residence based on the location of their job or the job that they're pursuing, and migration within the Midwest or the Midwestern states is very common. Secondly, Ohio has a tradition in manufacturing, and several of the speakers that went before me mentioned it. And we talked about the industry concentration. So in a 5% unemployment rate, the bulk of the potential workers are most likely already employed by competition and players in the supply chains. So newcomers on the market will need to be able to attract first talent from down the street before they look further. And then, of course, very important, you also want to be able to live here and afford to live here. And it's this affordability that made several of Ohio cities magnets for millennials. I took the liberty of comparing what the same money would get you in terms of real estate in Ohio versus New York City or San Francisco. So I think we can all agree that there's hardly any comparison. Again, Mindy briefly mentioned this, a couple of things that JobsOhio and the regional partners can do for companies interested in the state. All our services are free of charge, and they go really from basic research and benchmarking against other states, assistance with permitting, introduction to service providers, and the site selection services. So to the extent companies are looking for real estate, JobsOhio has now over 3,500 properties in our database, and that goes between office space, manufacturing, warehousing facilities, sites, and so on. The financial incentives, I know many of the people here are familiar with the European funds or the European Commission funds. Our financial incentives really are I guess more of a nudge than they're not to be perceived, I guess, as the only source of financing, but divided into grants, loans, and tax credit. Ultimately, they do cover pretty much everything for the company, including costs of retrofitting a building or transferring machinery from Europe to US, or the training of personnel. And of course, our very sought after talent services that are meant to help international companies, especially those who are first time on the US market, to build, if you will, an employer branding. So to attract and source talent and potentially create a long-term sustainable talent stream. So how does the foreign direct investment look in Ohio? France ranks high as a source of FDI after Germany and UK, and that's from Europe. Of course, our main source of FDI remains Japan. And a lot of this investment is in advanced manufacturing. What differs is the manner in which the companies have entered the market. If we look, I guess, at the sample, JobsOhio has worked with many international companies, French companies, assisting them to either enter the U.S. market or expand on the U.S. market with headquarters, manufacturing facility, warehouses, customer service offices, and a lot of R&D projects as well. So I will stop here.